Good morning, friends. Happy Saturday. I wanted to take today to share with you a bit of my origin story. How and why and what got me into weightlifting in the first place, which was 4 years ago. Now, if I could take you back 4 years ago, I had just moved to Chicago. I was kind of alone. I didn't know a lot of people, and I had a lot of extra time on my hands. So I started going to a gym, Lakeview Athletic Club, actually. It's come full circle because now I work at Lincoln Square Athletic Club. And at the time, I didn't know a thing. I didn't know what I was doing. I was 22, and I had started with, spin classes, doing some machine work here and there, just kind of bopping around. And even though I would read some articles on Google about weight training, none of it made sense, right? I was one of those people that would go in to the gym, hop from machine to machine to machine, training all my muscles. And then 6 months later, when I was getting more interested in, well, if I'm going to spend my time in the gym, then it should be worth it. I should know what I'm doing and I should be seeing good results from it. I reached out to hire my first personal trainer. Now, at this point I was 23, and I felt very uncomfortable with that idea. I thought, I'm too young, that's a luxury, I don't need a personal trainer, why even bother spending the money doing that? But my mom really encouraged me, saying, look, I have a trainer, your father has a trainer, I will help pay for this, because I think it's something we should all have. We should all have a knowledge and a skill set of what to do when we're at the gym. Cue Brittany McCoy. I worked with Brittany McCoy for about 9 months, and this woman completely changed my life because obviously here I am working as a trainer and I have her to thank for it. Brittany showed me everything. She taught me how to bench press. She taught me how to bar squat, how to deadlift. She taught me how to use the machines and maybe use the free weights and the dumbbells instead of these weird machines that are made for the size of average sized men, right? And from there it just snowballed, right? I started getting a plan, like, okay, Brittany mentioned people do leg days and then they do upper body days. Let me try that. Let me read this article. I would text her incessantly. What do you think about nutrition? What do you think about this exercise? And she would recommend books to me. She would answer all my questions about nutrition. And I just felt really heard and seen and in a comfortable place to keep going. And I'll tell you what, the biggest thing for me that kept me weightlifting was this: seeing muscle definition, seeing my body change and look differently in the mirror, in pictures, was huge for me. I mean, that was everything. I've always been this lean, bony person. And while I am still a bit leaner due to genetics and due a large part to my mom's body type, I started to see definition form because of the work that I was putting into the gym. It was an exact return on investment. I would invest this time, this money, and this sweat, right, into my life, into my daily basis, right? Often sacrificing free time, time to read, time to socialize. And then that return, even a week later, a month later, years later, was my body changing right before my eyes. I mean, that alone was powerful enough. No, and then on top of that, getting stronger, being able to bench 75 pounds, then 80 pounds, then 85. These were only 5-pound increments over months and months. But now I'm benching 120, my body weight. I am benching my body weight for 4 sets of 8. That never happened the first year. That didn't happen the first 3 years. It took me 4 years to keep going. And I'm not even at my goal yet, okay? So I want you to think about what initially got you into training. And maybe you're there right now. Maybe you are at that place where you're initially getting into training. And what is it that's propelling you? Is it, I want to look good for myself, which I hope it is. Is it, I want to feel good about this new date I'm about to go on and exercising makes me feel good about it? Is it a way to socialize with your friends? Like, hey, let's go take this class together. Let's book a 2-on-1 session with Nikki. Or is it you have a thirst for competition. I coached a beginner kettlebell team in May for a competition that none of them thought they would actually do in their lives, you know, and everyone ranged. I had people in their 20s to people in their 30s, and this was the first competition any of them had ever done. So really hone in on what is propelling you to step forward each step, and get into your why, because it's very powerful. And if it's ultimately for you, for yourself, I think it's going to be even more powerful. All right? Thank you so much for watching this, and I hope everyone has a really good weekend. Peace.